Hello, students.
Hello, teacher.
How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Ha uşaklar, oturun aşağı. Ne tersiniz? Kim gelir sözleri yazar? Kim cevap verebilir? English teachers, does your English class sound like that sometimes? Maybe you're using more of your native language in class sometimes than you use English. In this video, I want to help you practice some common classroom phrases so that you can be prepared to use English as much as possible in your classroom. Let's start with some phrases for beginning class. Good morning, class.
Good morning, Mr. Giles.
How is everyone today?
Good, thanks.
Who is absent today?
No one.
Is everyone present?
Yes.
Great. Andrew, are you feeling better today? You were absent yesterday.
Yes.
Great. Glad to hear it. Who's on duty today?
I am.
Peter. Peter's on duty. Okay, very good. So, class, what is the date today?
October 10th.
October 10th.
Yeah, that's funny.
Andrew, you...
Okay, today is October 10th. Very good. And how's the weather today?
Cloudy and rainy.
Right, it's cloudy and rainy today. Right. Very, very good. Are you ready to start the lesson?
Yes.
Okay, let's start the lesson. Okay, some phrases for beginning the class. So, to greet the students, the teacher says, "Good morning, class," or "Good morning, everyone," or, according to the time, "Good afternoon." The students can respond, "Good morning, Mr. Giles," or "Good afternoon, Ms. Smith," "Good afternoon, Mrs. Thomas," "Good morning, Miss Johnson." So please note the different possible titles for a female teacher. The first we have is Ms. Smith. This title, MS period, pronounced Ms. This is for any female teacher regardless of marital status, married or unmarried, right? So this is a very commonly used title in English-speaking countries. If you know that the teacher is married, you can use Mrs. Thomas for a married teacher. If the teacher is young and is single, then you can use Miss Johnson. So please be careful to differentiate the pronunciation of Ms. Smith and Miss Johnson. Okay? The teacher might say, "How are you doing?" "How are you all doing?" "How is everyone?" And the students can respond, "Fine, thanks," "Doing well, thanks," or "Good, thanks." Some might think that responding with "good, thanks" is not grammatically correct for some of these questions, but in practice we use this all the time, "good, thanks." So it is perfectly acceptable for students to respond, "Good, thanks." Now, if it is Monday, you can ask the students, "How was your weekend?" "What did you do over the weekend?" And maybe give them a chance to explain. Okay, taking attendance. You can ask, "Who is absent today?" "Is everyone present?" If you notice a student has returned from an absence, you can say, "Are you feeling better today, Joshua?" Now, maybe a particular student in your class each day has a particular duty to perform. So you can ask, "Who is on duty today?" The answer might be, "I am." "Whose turn is it to clean the blackboard?" Or you can, of course, substitute any job in here. "Whose turn is it to clean the blackboard?" The answer might be, "It's my turn." If you want to ask the students the date today, What is today's date? An answer could be, today is October 10th. You might ask the students about the weather. How is the weather today? What's the weather like today? The answer might be, it's rainy, it's sunny and warm, etc., according to the weather that day. Now, to start class, you can say, are you ready to start? Are you ready to begin? The answer might be, yes, we're ready. Of course, some students might say, no, we're not ready. But you can begin anyway. You say, let's begin our lesson now. Okay, next, let's look at some phrases for classroom management.
And then, but anyway.
Okay, settle down, please. Stop talking, please. Please sit down. Thank you. Okay. Peter, could you take this to the office, please? Thank you. Now, Andrew, would you please come to the front and tell the class what your favorite food is?
Sherbet.
Sherbet. Okay. Please return to your seat. Thank you. Peter, are you feeling okay?
I'm fine.
Okay. Okay, let's continue the lesson.
Why is Azerbaijan named after John?
Peter, please raise your hand if you have a question.
Why is Azerbaijan named after John?
Why is Azerbaijan named after John? That's a very good question. I don't know. Okay. Now, class, I have a question for you. Please raise your hand if you would like to answer. What is the capital of Azerbaijan? Yes, Andrew. Baku. Very good, very good. Okay, put your hands down. Thank you. Some general phrases. Settle down, please. You can use this if there is generally a lot of noise, a lot of activity in the class, and you want them to calm down so you can begin, so you can teach. Stop talking, please. Sit down, please. Take your seats, please. Let's continue the lesson. You can use this if there was some kind of interruption in the lesson. Okay, let's continue the lesson. Now, maybe you want to send a particular student on an errand to do a particular job. You might say, could you take this to the office, please? You might want to call a particular student to the front of the class. Please come to the front and tell the class what your favorite food is, or what you did over the weekend, for example. At the end of the student's time up front, you can say, okay, return to your seat, please. Return to your seat, please. Now, about raising hands in the classroom. You can say, please raise your hand if you have a question. Please raise your hand if you would like to answer. And at the end you can say, please put your hands down. Please put your hands down. Okay, now if something unexpected happens in class, maybe a student is sick, you can say, John, are you feeling okay? What's wrong? Is everything okay? Okay, let's now look at some phrases we can use during the lesson, during the actual teaching time. Some general phrases that are very useful during the lesson. What's this? For example, you hold up something. What's this? Or what's this called in English? That's correct. If the student gets a correct answer or does very well, you can praise them. Very good, excellent, great job, nice job, wonderful. If the student makes a mistake, their answer is not correct, you can say, that's not quite right. Try again. Or you might say, that's not quite right. We say better, not more good, for example. If the student made a mistake and said more good, you can say that's not quite right. We say better, not more good. Some more general phrases for teaching. Who knows the answer? What does excellent mean in Azerbaijani? Of course, if you have a different native language, you can substitute that language in there. Let's review. You can say this phrase if you want to repeat something that has been learned before. Let's review. Does anyone have any questions? This is for the whole class you are asking. Does anyone have any questions? Let's watch this video. You might ask them, okay so far? It means, do you understand to this point in the lesson? Okay so far? Now, to talk about homework, you can ask, does anyone have any questions about the homework? You might ask this at the beginning of the lesson or the end of the lesson, right? Does anyone have any questions about the homework? They might say, yes, I have a question. And when you are assigning homework, you can say, for example, your homework for tonight is page 18, exercises 6 through 10. Talking about books in class, you might say, please open your books to page 67. Turn to page 108. Read question number 2 aloud, please. Read the directions quietly to yourselves, please. You notice we always use the word please. In English, it's very common and very necessary. Speaking and understanding. Repeat after me, please. All together now. Please listen carefully. How do you say maktab in English? You can substitute any word in your native language there. How do you say in English? Did you understand that? If the student makes an error, a mistake in pronunciation, you can say, that word is pronounced like this. Talking about writing, you can ask the students, who would like to write the words? Please write the word excellent. That word is spelled A-B-O-V-E, above. Okay, and here are a few words and phrases for finishing the lesson. To finish class, you can say, okay, that's all for today. See you tomorrow. Or if it's Friday, you can say, see you Monday. Don't forget your homework. After class, maybe you have a need to speak to a student about a certain subject privately. You can say, Joe, please come talk to me. Melissa, please stay after class. Or please give this note to your parents. Thanks everyone so much for your attention. I hope this video was helpful for you. Please let me know if you have any suggestions for other videos. Thank you.